Prove me wrong. Takeoff and estimating software is a waste of time. If you're here, you're probably a construction business owner and you're trying to bid faster. You know you need to bid more jobs to win more jobs, but estimating just takes so much freaking time to do the bids. And chances are you're looking into Takeoff and estimating software because you honestly believe that it'll lead to you winning more projects. And I have news for you, and I'm gonna prove it today, that if you're a business owner, Takeoff and estimating software is a gigantic waste of time. My name is Daniel Quindemil, founder of IM Builders, and I'm on a mission to help contractors grow and scale their construction business. And that is why I make these videos. So let me guess, you're looking into PlanSwift, Stack, maybe Bluebeam. They're all great softwares, but the truth is, as a business owner, you should not be estimating. What do you mean, Daniel? I'm a small operation. I'm a one-man operation. I don't have an estimator. There's the issue. If you want to win more jobs, you know you have to bid more. But as a business owner, you're doing 35,000 things every single day, and there's never enough time to bid. Let me ask you a question, honestly. How many jobs a month are you able to bid? Most contractors, when they call my office, they tell me things like, I'm super busy, I can't keep up with my bids, I'm bidding nights and weekends, I'm missing my kids' baseball game, soccer game on the weekends because I'm trying to keep up with the bids, but I just can't. As a matter of fact, a lot of our signups on our website happen in the middle of the night, like at 2 in the morning. I know people are dreaming about IM Builders at night. I know, I get it. Actually, no, I could see it now. They're on the kitchen table or they're on the computer in the middle of the night. They have a bid date. Maybe it's the next day or maybe it's that same day, but they're late trying to finish the bid. And then they get frustrated and they're like, google.com, construction estimating services, click. But the truth is, then the same guy finishes his bid at 2 in the morning, sends it to the client, and then the client goes ghost. Or in a few weeks, they find out from their GC or their architect or their owner's rep that they gave the job to somebody else. What the? Trust me, I know the feeling. And I've been working with GCs and subs for over a decade estimating their projects, so I know how it is. So if we look at the angle, if we really pay attention to what we're talking about here, we're not really looking for a takeoff and estimating software. What we're looking for is an efficient and faster way to bid more jobs. It's not necessarily just the takeoff software. Takeoff software is a tool, but that's not the way to scale. All right, so for the purposes of this video, I am going to cover the top 3 estimating softwares because I think it's important to cover that. Number 2, I'm going to talk about how to use an estimating software, just like the basics of what you need. And number 3, finally, I'm actually going to give you a real plan for you to use as a business owner so that you can actually bid jobs faster. Yes, I do have a plan for you. A lot of our clients are actually using my system to multiply their estimating production. Actually, here's a screenshot from Luke Marcotte. He's a GC. He's in our program. He's in our 8-figure contractor sales academy. And he said, I've never been able to get so many bids out in such a short time. But more on that system later. First of all, what is a construction takeoff and estimating software? Now, I'm not going to bore you with an entire explanation on what a takeoff software is. If you click this video, the chances are you already know what it is. You're just trying to do a little bit more research to get more understanding of it. Basically, these are softwares that you can upload your plans and you can get a measurement of the area, of the linear, of the count tools. I hope you weren't expecting a tutorial in this video. Today, I'm actually speaking to the business owners, not the estimators. Actually, whenever I take on a consulting client, my very first rule is business owners cannot be your own estimator. Estimating does take a lot of time and it has a ridiculous learning curve. I actually own a professional estimating firm, and whenever I've hired a new estimator, it's literally taken me 2 years to train them. So if you're thinking about learning how to estimate yourself, good luck. Look, I don't say that to be a jerk, but as a business owner, your presence and your skill is better spent in other things that are not estimating. You need to be managing your company, you need to be doing sales, you need to be doing follow-ups, you need to be visiting clients, you need to be going to the job sites. These are the things that as a business owner have the highest impact in your return of investment in your business, not estimating. All right, so let's say you tell me, hey, look, I do want to get an estimating software. I don't have a choice, like I got to do it myself. What are the best options? So here we got PlanSwift, we got Stack, we got Bluebeam, and we got OST. All right, these are the top 4. As a matter of fact, I said I was going to give you 3. I gave you an extra little bonus there. So PlanSwift is the one that we're using in our office. I actually think it's one of the better softwares. That's why we're using it. But the truth is, that they're all the freaking same. They all do the same thing. They all give you the area tool, the linear tool, the count tool. I actually started off using Bluebeam back in the day, mostly because with my academic email, I got it for 99 bucks. Don't judge me. I was a recent graduate those days. But now 12 years later, my company has done over $5 billion in estimating for GCs, subs, developers, architecture firms, and other construction professionals. And the US government actually trusted us to do the US Embassy in Jerusalem. I have no idea why they trusted us. Shh, don't tell Trump. But in all seriousness, having a tool for estimating is essential for your business. My point is that as a business owner, the estimating doesn't have to be done by you. It needs to be done by somebody else. Basically, you're gonna become a bottleneck for your company, and you're the one that's gonna actually stop your business from growing. So a second ago, I said that we use PlanSwift in my office. We actually use it on a basic level. PlanSwift has a bunch of plugins, it has customizations, it has a bunch of things you can do with it. Actually, all of them do that. All of them have like all the bells and whistles. But in my 10 years of being a consultant, I actually have found that technology is a problem for construction business owners. You simply don't have time for all the fancy plugins and automations that these things give you. And to be honest, I don't really think they help that much. Like on some of these softwares, like PlanSwift, for example, the plugin, like actually, I think a bunch of them work the same way. You drag the material and then the formula, and then like it gets super complicated. And if you're an estimator and this is what you do all day, and like you're just focused and you don't need to do anything else, then I guess you could figure it out and you can build your own templates and you can build all your own stuff. But again, I'm not talking to the estimator here. I'm talking to the business owner. You don't have time to sit there, figure out how to set this stuff up. And at the end of the day, we are actually doing $700 million in projects every single year. And we're delivering about 60 projects a week for our clients. I'm not saying that to brag, but what I'm saying is that the efficiency that we have, the way we do it is we'll do our takeoffs in PlanSwift with a developer. We built our own estimating software, and it's basically a database with a Google Sheet. So you can use like Excel, Google Sheet, but basically what you want to do is have a database of your prices, your standard prices. If you're a drywall guy or concrete guy, or if you're a GC or remodeling company, you should probably have the basic things in there. Then you have the Excel where you put your formulas and you put like the copy and paste of the takeoff from PlanSwift or from Bluebeam or whatever you're using. And then you do all your formulas in there, boom, and then it spits out your price, right? So now that I have officially prohibited you from being your own estimator, click the like and subscribe button so you can learn more about how to grow your construction business. Now I want to talk about how to build your estimating system. So inside of my Construction Sales Academy, phase 3, we actually build out your construction estimating system, right? Because at the end of the day, like the first step is leads, right? I teach you how to get leads. And then the next thing you're gonna need is you have to estimate at scale, right? Because leads don't matter unless you can bid those jobs. And the truth is that most contractors are doing 2 jobs a month if they're lucky, 3. I heard a guy was like throwing a party because he did 5 jobs in a month. I'm like, dude, you need to be doing a little bit more than that. I mean, the bare minimum that you should be bidding is 5. 5 to 10 is like a good sweet spot, like for a growing company. Then 10 to 20 is like a mid-sized company. And then like the larger companies, you should be doing like 50, 60 jobs. It depends. If you're a subcontractor, you have to do more volume as a sub than as a GC. So it depends on where you're at. So my estimating system, it's gonna allow you to bid on autopilot. Like again, it's not gonna be you. You're gonna pick the jobs and then it's gonna get done for you, right? Somebody's gonna do it, whether it's your own estimator, whether you got a team or whatever it is. You're gonna end up bidding on autopilot so you can crank those bids out without you being the bottleneck. And number 2, it's a system that it's gonna allow you to scale unlimited. So like we know that you have to bid more jobs to win more jobs, right? So we're in a numbers game. If you bid 100 jobs, you're gonna win like 20 jobs, right? That's typically the numbers that we see. If you bid 1,000 jobs, you're gonna win like 200 jobs. So there is a linear correlation between the number of bids you put out and the number of wins. So if I was you, I would invest in scaling up my number of bids every single month that I put out. Now, I teach you in depth how to do this inside of my Construction Sales Academy. If you want to check out my Construction Sales Academy phase 3, where we could build your estimating system with you, click over here. You can actually join for free right now. And the problem is that all contractors have the same problem. They aren't bidding enough. It doesn't matter if you're a $10 million year company. It doesn't matter if you're a $100,000 year company or a $100 million year company. There's never enough time to bid, and there's always going to be jobs out there that you're going to miss out. And that's exactly why you're watching this video, because you came here to learn about takeoff and estimating software, and you're leaving with a surprise business plan that's actually going to make you money. So rule number 1 is, as a construction business owner, you cannot be your own estimator. Now, I understand in some cases you can't yet afford an estimator, so that's why we're making a plan. Step 1, start by bidding yourself, but with the plan that you're gonna hire an estimator in the future, or use a professional estimating firm that can do your bids with the click of a button. By the way, we now have our estimating subscription where we could be your estimating department. Send us your bids throughout the month and we're gonna bid all your projects for you, and it's like a subscription. Trust me, it's way easier than hiring a bunch of people, training and managing them, and it's actually cheaper. Now, I'm not trying to make this a sales pitch at all, but I do know the struggle, and I do know that the beginning of when you're trying to grow your business, most contractors don't have like $80,000 to $100,000 a year to hire an estimator, and you got to train them and all that stuff. That's why we do what we do, because even if we just kickstart your estimating system, that's what we do. If you're ready to scale and you want to talk to us about maybe getting us on board to help you with your estimating, click this link over here, and you could schedule a meeting with me and we could talk about to see if it's even a good fit for you. We're helping a lot of contractors scale their businesses. We're eliminating the complication of estimating. You click a button, you send it, boom, in a couple of days you have your bid done. There's no reason that you can't scale your company that way. All right, so the next step is gonna depend on what your end goal is. And I get it. There's some people that they have like that type A personality, that they're, a little hyper, a little bit ADD. They gotta be in the field. They gotta be doing stuff, right? And sitting on a computer, clicking buttons, estimating is like a nightmare, right? I'm like that rare breed that I can like sit on a computer for 8 hours and then go to the job site for a couple hours and then come back. But there's a lot of people that they're either the geeky, nerdy guys sitting on a computer all day, or they're the ones that they're like, no, I can never be on a computer. I gotta be like out and about. I gotta be in the construction heat, right? So I have clients that they want to keep things small. They just want to go do the construction, and they want to just like, maybe they'll visit a client here and there, but they don't want to do the estimating, right? And then I have other clients that are like, I want to 10x my business. I want to have $100 million year business. So we have to know the end goal to make the next plan, right? So if you are keeping things small, what we need to do is we need to invest in your estimating so that you can either outsource your estimating to a company like mine. If you do want to go the route of hiring people, then you're going to have the capital to do that. So you have to put the estimating cost into your bids, which at the end of the day, estimating is an overhead cost, because if you know it's going to take you 5 bids to win a job, don't bid a $20,000 or $10,000 contract. Bid a $200,000 contract, right? You can use the super sub method where we talk about, actually in this video over here, the super sub method is basically as a GC or as a sub, you come in and you bid a select scope. So you come in and do a package deal. If you're like a drywall guy, you can easily put framing, drywall, paint, and then maybe like acoustical ceilings as a package deal. If you're a GC and you're like, man, I have all the people, I can do flooring, I can do acoustical ceilings, framing, drywall, insulation, I can do like a package, I can do demo. Your average contract value is going to be way higher than if you just did one trade. All right, now if you have a little bit of capital, I would definitely invest in yourself and use a professional estimating firm. Later, you can eventually build your own team. There is a lot of value in having your own team in-house. They can go to job site meetings, they can go to walkthroughs with you. Whenever you go visit clients, it's a team. You're not a one-man operation. That's good. That's a great thing. In a lot of cases, you can't start there. So I want you to think of it like a river. You are a small business owner. You may be a one or a small operation, and you got to cross the river, right? You don't have $80,000, $100,000 a year right now to pay somebody, right? So we got to work towards that. You got to start bidding those jobs. So first you start bidding them yourself, right? Boom, 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 boom. And you're going to run into the bottleneck. You're going to get stuck because when you start bidding jobs, you're going to start winning them. And then you're going to be too busy to continue. Listen, I don't recommend that you hire just anybody to do your estimating. You might think you're saving some money, but I've heard of horror stories of estimators and freelancers and overseas guys missing things. I have a client that before she came to me and she's like, oh, he missed all the ceilings and it cost me $100,000. And I'm like, I mean, at the end of the day, you got to do what you have to do. Make sure whoever you do it with is qualified. So what I tell a lot of people is either you can use our firm forever. Literally, we could just be your estimating firm and you never have to build your own department, and we're cheaper. If you do want to build your own in-house estimating firm, the Construction Sales Academy that I was telling you about, a lot of my members are learning how to estimate themselves so they can go out there and do it themselves, or they're actually recruiting their own guys, or they're training their own guys using my videos. And these videos are actually the same ones I teach my guys with. I've trained brand new guys that have never turned on PlanSwift, or they've never clicked a Takeoff before, and I've made them into incredible estimators using these videos. I don't want you to get overwhelmed. It's really 3 steps. Number 1, you start by bidding yourself, right? Because of money, right? Bid the jobs yourself, make some money. Step 2, once you get some capital, once you get some money in, you're gonna invest in a professional estimating firm to get things going. It doesn't have to be a firm. It could be a freelancer that's qualified. So you're gonna do that to get things going, all right? And then step 3, optional, in the future, you could build your own in-house estimating team. Now, whichever one you choose, if you want my help to set that up, we can help you. So in my Construction Sales Academy, we have phase 3, which is building your estimating system. So if you want to learn how to build your estimating system, if you want to start bidding more jobs, if you want to start getting more leads, I highly encourage you to join my Construction Sales Academy. I'm going to put a link right here in the description. I'm going to teach you exactly how to grow your business. You're going to get direct coaching from me live on Zoom, so you can ask questions, you can get help, you can get guidance. We get together in a group. And so click here for free, join now, and I'm going to put a link in the description. All right, so now that you have a game plan on estimating, so you need leads to bid these jobs. So I made a video called Instant Leads, where I show you exactly, like, in a few minutes, you can have like 20 leads to bid. And I challenge you, bid 10 jobs this month. Watch that video. Let's go.